So how many of you have seen this?
New at 10, a San Francisco man who survived a vicious attack by not one, but two pit bulls is having a hard time since that incident. He says he escaped being mauled to death by scaling a tall fence. And tonight he is sharing his terrifying story for the first time. KTVU's Betty Yu joins us now after speaking with that man. Betty.
Julie, the victim says he's beyond traumatized by this brutal attack that could have ended his life. The pit bulls belong to RV campers located just blocks from his Potrero Hill home. Tonight, he says he's sharing his story of survival to raise awareness about a bigger problem in the neighborhood.
I just felt something doing like this. When I look back, I saw two pit bulls.
A short walk home from the gym near Alameda and Vermont Streets took a terrifying, nearly fatal turn for Pablo Rocha. Surveillance video shows Rocha taken down by two dogs. He tries to get up, but is attacked again and again.
He was taken down 3 times. You see how big this man is? Taken down 3 times.
Another camera captures his escape. Bloodied and battered, he climbs a nearby fence before the dogs eventually run off.
That's terrible. Sort of propped himself up on the fence, couldn't completely climb over it. Just elevate his body so he'd stop getting attacked. Running in fear. Big burly man.
Happened just after 6 p.m. Other camera captures his escape. Bloodied and battered, he climbs a nearby fence before the dogs eventually run off. It happened just after 6 p.m. on May 25th.
So this is my blood. This is my blood.
He underwent surgery and received 30 stitches.
In that moment, I thought I would die. The only thing I was like, I don't believe I'm gonna die like this. I just thought I would die. You know, I saw my friend was trying to help me, but the dogs were just ignoring him. This gate saved my life.
His friend Eduardo Paju tried to fight off the dogs with a water bottle and ran to get help.
Now,
While Rocha was stuck in
my life.
His friend Eduardo Paju tried.
Now understand, this guy is LGBT, and I think this guy's LGBT, but it really don't matter. This is a big dude. And I'm telling you, LGBT dudes can fight. Dudes can fight. Don't matter if they're LGBT or not. It's believed by many that one of the best fighters in the world is LGBT. So I'm just putting that out there for the people who think, oh, well, he's kind of feminine, so of course he didn't respond accordingly. No.
Tried to fight off the dogs with a water bottle and ran to get help. Meanwhile,
and they look like they lift weights, right? Like telling somebody lift weights, look like they would. And he just said he was coming home from the gym. The guy who was attacked said he was on his way home from the gym, so he works out.
Rocha was stuck in an enclosed space, pleading for help from passing drivers.
The cars just stopped and left.
Rocha said police later.
He lost his shirt, or maybe he took it off for his wounds, and everybody who saw him just kept driving.
Told him the majority of the 911 calls received at the time described him as a burglary suspect.
The bites of the dog hurt a lot, but to know the reason they didn't stop to help me, that was very painful.
SFPD said it arrested 2 suspects, 39-year-old Hillary Flynn and 31-year-old Jesse Alley of San Francisco. The woman is facing charges including failure to control a dangerous dog, resisting arrest, and also had outstanding warrants.
It's been the better part of 7 years that we've been fighting to get our neighborhood cleaned up. And it gets cleaned up, it comes back, it gets cleaned up.
So this is his husband.
It comes back and it gets...
Yeah, this is the husband of the victim. And he's talking about the condition of the community. Now, I don't buy into this.
Cleaned up, it comes back.
39-year-old Hillary Flynn and 31-year-old Jesse Alley of San Francisco. The woman is facing charges including failure to control a dangerous dog, resisting arrest, and also had outstanding warrants.
It's been the better part of 7 years that we've been fighting to get our neighborhood cleaned up. And it gets cleaned up, it comes back. It gets cleaned up, it comes back. We call 311 constantly.
Rasha's husband, Robert Fountain, has lived in the neighborhood for 15 years. In that time, he's witnessed its degradation.
I'm on high alert from the time I leave the gym door until the time I get inside my door. And that's not right.
Well, see, I don't want to hear nothing about no degradation. I don't know what this degradation lecture is all about. This got to do with dogs in society. This ain't got nothing to do with no poorly degraded community. I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Has spent 3 decades as an event designer who has produced several of the city's high-profile marquee galas.
Had Pablo not been 6'6" and 220 pounds and healthy, I'd be planning a funeral today. And the city that I love so much and has given me so much would have taken, and I'm getting emotional, would have taken the thing that meant the most to me away.
It's not like removing one dog. We have more situations.
More situations? Okay, what are you talking about? You're talking about more dog attacks. I don't know what he's talking about. But listen here, if you ain't talking about removing all these mutants out the community, you ain't talking about nothing. You ain't really just think about it. You're not really talking about a solution unless you're talking about the complete removal of these mutants from the community. Because if you leave some, then you'll still have those that attack people popping up. Their rate of attacks is not going down, it's going up. They're staying consistent and improving on it.
Care and Control confirmed that they confiscated those dogs, but it would not elaborate on the process to determine their fate. Now, the court released the male suspect on his own recognizance with electronic monitoring and a stay-away order from the victim. The preliminary hearing for this case is set for Wednesday. Julie?
Okay.
Yeah, Betty.
So as you can see, you have 2 more witnesses of completely unprovoked attacks. I have no idea how these so-called experts find a way to twist cases like this as situations where the dogs were in fear, filled with anxiety and fear, and somebody provoked them. No, these are just bloodthirsty, very deranged mutants. And in regard to bully breeds, which these were, inbred mutants.